everybody, and welcome back to No Days But Today, a retrospective of the 2005 adaptation of the 1996 Tony Award-winning musical Rent. I'm Blake. Let me bring on my beautiful wife, the angel to my Collins. Mandy, how you doing?
Aw, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, and that seemed rather fitting for today's show as we are actually out of Christmas, and we are now on December 26th. 1989. But before we get into that, I said last episode I want to start doing a little bit of a news segment here. We don't have a whole lot going on, as the Rent Live stuff has not been cast yet. But Fox is doing an open audition for Roger.
Oh.
Which I find really interesting. It means they're going to the outside for this casting, much like NBC did for The Wiz, for Dorothy.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I like the idea of an unknown coming in to play Roger for this. That's how they casted Adam Pascal to begin with.
Well, there you go.
It makes perfect sense. The rumor will go on, and maybe this is fan speculation, I'm not really sure, that Ben Platt is going to play Mark.
That would be amazing.
I think that would be perfect, because he did just play the narrator in Dear Evan Hansen, and I think he's amazing at that as it is. I think his voice fits it perfectly.
On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window, I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window.
I think he has the look for it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the rumor. Again, I don't know if that's rumor or speculation. Fox has not confirmed yet, but the fact that they're open calling for Roger but not Mark means they might be doing a big name for Mark, and that'd be a big name.
That definitely would be.
Tony Award-winning Ben Platt. I have to keep saying that.
Indeed.
Also, now a lot of people in the Broadway community are really excited because Be More Chill is coming to Broadway. I know I am one of those people. I got into the soundtrack. It's really cool. But I was reading up on the articles on this show. I wanted a little history because I didn't know much about the history of the show, and everyone was talking about it. And here is a statement that I heard about this. The reason I'm bringing it up here. In many articles, people actually were calling it the Rent of the social media age.
No.
On how it affected people so much in the last couple of years. How's that for a sentence?
That's definitely very high praise.
Especially knowing how much Rent took over the world back in 1996 when it came out. And coming out in a post-Hamilton world makes it even more interesting, because that's still the top show in New York right now. It's still breaking 3 million a week. Every single week.
It is, and if you must know my very unpopular opinion is, I think Hamilton is overrated.
Okay then. Interesting call there. Well, I'm still trying to get you to go with me in 2020. Well, we'll get there in 2 years. We'll worry about that in 2 years. maybe your stance will soften in 2 years. But we are seeing In the Heights in a month, so that's fun. That I'm excited for. I'm really excited for. Little Miranda.
I'm also very excited for that.
I think you'll love it. I think you're going to love it because it's Spanglish. I don't know how much you love Spanish singing and things like that. You don't get that on Broadway very often.
Exactly.
So, let's get back to the musical at hand here. Celebrating officially, it's, what was the big anniversary we saw the other day? It was like the 22nd anniversary of the musical.
Yes.
That was a big deal. And everyone was celebrating all over the place. So that's perfect timing, as we are here now with December 26th, 1989. And we are coming in, we fade back up the next morning right after everything that went on Christmas night. And what a crazy Christmas that truly was, that we just experienced. The phone rings. We have another speak. And this one is actually, I like this setup because Benny was kind of forgotten about on Christmas. He was kind of in the background because we dealt with him on Christmas Eve. We did not even speak of him on the next day. So Benny calls to remind us that they have until the end of the day to stop the protests, which I appreciate. It's a little detail that I greatly appreciate here. So Mark goes up to Roger, and Roger pretty much brushes him off. Does not want to talk about what happened last night at all, at any level. Just don't want to discuss it. But Mark doesn't say no to, doesn't really appreciate the word no, so he pretty much says that maybe we'll be at Marian's show. Roger should come too, and he doesn't want to see him pass up on something that would be good for him, and he'll regret it. Roger responds, "I'll live," and Mark shoots him in his face like, but will you? How long? Which is a very nice acting job on Anthony Rapp. Because I'm like, that one look says like 3 things, and then he just walks away without saying another word.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. So then we are back to life support. And what I appreciate about this song, and we're going to get into Will I, it's literally one stanza, repeated in the round. Have you ever heard a song in a Broadway show go in the round like this? Like doing the in the round circle thing like this?
No, I haven't.
I never heard it before this either. And maybe someone listening, if you're on Twitter, hi David Concannon, I know you're listening to this because you always tweet at us every show. The comments, if you know any musicals that I'm missing that have the in the round format, like what will I do? I'd love to know. The phrasing here, the mantra of this song.
I lose my dignity. Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow from this nightmare? Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow from this nightmare?
Honey, what do you think of this mantra?
I think it's very dark and depressing.
Well, it's also life support, and I get the point. I get what he's getting at here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, you're right, it's a mindset. It's a really strange mindset to be in, but I get it in the meaning that you're in. So then we start the song, and then Roger and Angel stand up. And I was keeping an eye on the circle as I'm taking my notes. And Mark, almost like, oh shit, my friends are standing up. I should pay attention, put the camera down for a minute. Like, oh shit. I should really pay attention now because my friends are involved in this. And then Mark starts singing. Which I never, if you watch the Broadway show, I never really caught it on stage. Because you don't really notice it on stage because everyone's singing all the time on Broadway. But on this show, it's like, wow, they zoomed in on Mark singing, which is a big deal for me. Now, we cut to Roger walking down the street to life support. Now, here's my thing. This is completely different than on Broadway. And you know this because you've seen it on Broadway.
Yes.
In the Broadway show, and I wrote this down, mainly because of how the staging, and you can only pull this off really. That's why I want to see how Fox does this. Because it's very interesting, because on the DVD I have for the Broadway performance, it's interesting how they had to film it. Because in the left corner, for those who are picturing, in the left corner, you have life support. Up in the left corner. We talked about this, I think, during life support song. It's out tonight. Up in the left corner of the stage. And on the bottom of the stage is where the loft is, where Roger is sitting. On the stage itself, they're singing, and then he jumps into the mantra, and then he leaves after the song's over. Like, that's what got his attention. Like, that's what got him to leave. What got him to leave here? Was it Mark? Was it Mimi? What was it here?
It's a good question. I think maybe Mark did get through to him.
Finally?
Yeah.
It took up to all the realizing he used the word regret. You're going to regret this kind of a thing?
Yes.
So, Roger does walk in, and I never noticed this, and this is one of those things of this format where I'm paying attention to this kind of stuff, where Roger walks in, and he kind of, the way the seating is arranged, he walks in behind Collins and Angel, but Mark sees him. And it was like he locked eyes on Mark and then joined the group. Like, Mark, here, I'm here. Are you happy now? And that's when we go in there. And Mark actually puts the camera down, everybody sings, and we end the song, and we cut outside. Now, we talk about changes in the Broadway show. There's minor things here and there for structure reasons and for issues during the time difference between the two movies and the Broadway show. Here's one. You know how we were joking around about the MPA?
Yeah.
This is the one thing they had to change. This is the one moment they had to change. But we'll get to that in a second. First of all, on the Broadway show, we cut to a song called On the Street, which we cut back to our homeless people from earlier doing the Christmas bells are ringing routine. And this is the scene, honey, with the squeegee man. When he just starts saying, honest living, honest living.
Yes.
That's what this is.
Christmas bells are ringing.
Sante Fe. Honest living, man. Feliz Navidad.
That's this moment. So, and then we cut to the police officers, and we'll get to that now. The four come outside in the movie. Mark hears the commotion, and being the camera guy that he is, goes straight towards the commotion, because, that's Mark. The two cops are bothering a homeless lady, and Mark rolls his camera and says the line, "Smile, Ted Koppel, officers." And by the way, in the Broadway show with Officer Martin, it's only one officer in this movie. In the movie, there's two, which I actually appreciate the backup. That's New York. It makes more sense in New York to have a backup. Anyway, the officers, if you're wondering, Kevin Hankin, it is Michael Clayton. He actually was in a movie called Michael Clayton, and in the 2015 series Public Morals. Never heard of it, but there you go. Brian DeLay, he actually has a tie-in to one of our actors.
Oh, okay.
Jesse L. Martin, because he was in various episodes over the years of Law and Order. And Law and Order SVU. Including, also, he was in Rescue Me, One Life to Live, and The Comeback. The Christmas show with Lisa Kudrow. So all over the place. Nice acting job. For those wondering, for our younger listeners that have no clue who Ted Koppel is, by the way, because I actually forgot. I knew Ted Koppel's name, but I forgot where. I forgot because it's been so long. ABC Nightline. He hosted the Nightline from 1980 to 2005.
Wow.
25 Emmy Awards in that role. That is insane. That's an insane number no matter who you are. As for the homeless lady, is listed on IMDb as Blanket Lady, because they didn't call her, because she had the singing part, obviously, in the Broadway show, but here she speaks. Her name is Aisha DeHaas. She's also from Law & Order, and Law & Order SVU. But then, something caught my eye in IMDb. She is in Newsies on Broadway.
Of course she is.
No. But she's meta only on the Netflix version that was streamed. She's not on Broadway.
I'm doing all right for myself, folks. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise. My investments and such have all gone up so much. Seems whatever I touch starts to rise. I've been all kinds of lucky, and yet the thing I want most I can't get. Well, hello! Welcome to my theater. Now listen, I live in a mansion on Long Island Sound. I pulled up a weed, they found oil in the ground. But you telling me you don't want me around? Now, honey, that's rich.
So then I was like, well, if she's a Broadway person, let me go to the IMDb, the Internet Broadway database. You want to know how she ended up in this movie? She's an original understudy of Rent. She was an understudy for Joanne's mom, woman with the homeless lady she plays in the movie, and other characters. From 1996 to 2008, she was there the entire time.
Wow, she definitely deserves this part.
So she got this part in here. So in the movie, the lines in the movie, and for those, I'm gonna put the clips in for those listening. So you don't hear me saying this, but I'm saying this to you.
I'm gonna read it.
You want to read the actual movie version or the Broadway version?
Whichever one you don't.
I'll do the movie version. Movie version is, who do you think you are? I don't need your goddamn help from some bleeding heart cameraman. My life's not for you to make a name for yourself. Just trying to use me to kill his guilt. It's not that kind of movie, honey. This place is filled with artists. Hey, artists, you got $1. Didn't think so. Broadway version, honey?
Who the fuck do you think you are? I don't